Make a choice. Just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way. We can't have another bad year. You got to get to the point where enough is enough. It's much easier to come up with excuses why you can't do it. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. If you do what is easy, complain about your situation and circumstances, surrender and give up on your dreams, become depressed and bitter and angry. Anybody can do that. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, keep coming back again and again and again. Get up dressed every day. Take life on. Taking life by the collar. You say yes.
Man, what's good with you? This is Algernon Hall, a.k.a. the Dream Catcher, the Dream Coach, man. I'm ecstatic. I'm excited. Man, I'm charged up. It's 2021, man, and it's Inspirational Wednesdays with Algernon Hall. This is the first Wednesday of the year, man, and I'm excited about it. I'm really focused, and I'm really locked and engaged, and really looking forward to not only what this year has to offer for me, but what it has to offer for all of us, man. But, man, we ended 2020 with a bang. I mean, we went through social injustice, right? We dealt with the pandemic. We're still dealing with the pandemic. But we ended up really, really strong, man, focusing on liftoff, man. And liftoff was really just simply talking about, like, what it was going to take for us to really awaken and is take off with that idea, that vision, that dream, man. And if you're like me, man, I want this thing. I taste this thing. I need this thing to really take off the way that I believe and way that I've seen it, man. And we talked about believing like never before. We talked about seeing like never before. We talked about just straight up just thinking bigger, right? And man, my thought process and my focus is on bigger, man. And as we dive into 2021, man, I really want to start off in a bang. And I just really want to just talk about something that we really got to be mindful of so we don't fall into the same traps or continue to do the same thing that we've done for the last 2 years, for the last 5 years, for many of us, the last 10 to 20 years, or we start strong and we were focused in the beginning of the year. But as the year starts to progress, we start to taper off. As the year starts to progress, we start to lose our motivation. As the year starts to progress, we stop believing and we go back to the same old thing, that stinking thinking, that same routine, those same, characteristics that we have that we've been hoping and believing to break. But how are we going to get it, man? We need to understand what we're up against. So as this year, as we left off, as this year, as it's the year of bigger, I want to talk to you today about push. I said I want to talk to you today about push, and I want you to type push in the comment section right now. I want you to type push in the chat section right now. And I want you to really think about this push. I want you to really focus on this dude, man, that's pushing this weight. This dude that is like, he's developed, but I don't want you to focus on his development. I don't want you to focus on the amount of plates that he has. I want you to focus on just his process, just his mindset, just the act of what he's doing. He's pushing. And the reason I brought this up is it's an analogy of what we're going to be up against in 2021. It's an analogy to remind us what we have to do when adversity comes, when challenges come, and we start to doubt ourselves and we start to creep back into those old ways of thinking. It's an analogy for us to really, this is symbolic to what we have to do as it pertains to our ideas and our visions and our dreams. And we got to know and we got to understand that, if you're like me and you're thinking bigger, it's going to take more than you to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish, what you need to accomplish, what your purpose to accomplish. If you're like me, you're believing like never before, and you're believing that this is going to be the biggest year, the most monumental year that you ever had. If you're like me, you're believing and you're seeing in a different way, and you just putting everything and putting all your chips on the line. But it has to be more about seeing and believing and thinking. It has to be more, and we have to be focused on pushing. Because there's forces, there's people, there's places, there's things that don't want us to achieve and accomplish all that we were purposed to accomplish. And we got to be focused on pushing. So today we're talking about push, and these are just some things, some simple thought process that we need to keep in mind as we push forward in 2021, because adversity will come. Adversity is going to come, but what you going to do? Challenges is going to come, but what you going to do? You're going to get set back as soon as you start, going in the right direction. As soon as you start gaining momentum, you're going to get knocked off. It's inevitable. It happens. That's life. That's what happens in this thing that we call life. But we got to be focused on pushing through, stretching ourselves. We got to focus on just going, kicking into that another lot, pushing ourselves, saying that I can do this, saying this, that I got it, saying this, that I believe in myself, just leaning on my faith, leaning on my understanding, leaning on and believing that everything that I've been called and purposed to do, everything that I got inside of me, that this is going to be the year for it to happen. And nothing is going to stop me. We got to push. So as we focus on the first part, man, I really want us to understand that this struggle, a lot of people shy away from struggle. A lot of people don't understand that struggle makes us stronger. I'm going to say it again. Struggle makes us stronger. And if you can really look back in your life and you really think about some of the challenges that you had, some of the adversity, some of the things that you had to face, and you didn't know how you was going to get out of that situation. You didn't know how your family was going to get through. You didn't know how you was going to pay that bill. You didn't know how you were going to finish school. Whatever that situation is, whatever, maybe it was an addiction, whatever that thing was, you didn't know how you was going to make it through, but you did. You pushed through. You were consistent. And we need to understand that our struggle is building us up like an immune system. It's going to be building us up in 2021 so we can accomplish those ideas, those visions, and those dreams. So as we focus on this, we got to focus on increase so we can grow. I say it again, focus on increase. Type increase in the chat. And if you think about, if you go to the gym, a lot of people are content and they wonder why they don't get stronger. They wonder why they don't get bigger, because they're pushing the same weight. They're pushing the same thing. They're doing the same routines over and over again. And even though that routine may be good, even though that process may be good, you're not focusing on increase. You can't increase because you stuck. You can't grow. You can't expand. You can't go to the next level because you're afraid, because you're doubting yourself, and because you really don't want to challenge yourself. So we got to focus on increase, man. We got to focus on increase. It's about growth this year. It's about going to the next level. And if we want something that we've never had before, we got to start to do some things that we've never done before. We got to start stretching ourselves. Again, we're looking at things with a different lens. We're looking at things with a different mindset. We're looking at things with a different belief. So when we look at things, we can't be fearful. We can't be full of doubt. We need to look at those things and say that we can conquer them. We need to look at those things and speak to them and tell them that they need to move out of our way. We need to look at those things and we need to attack them with intentional aggression so we can move that thing out the way so we can keep on pushing. Push. We got to increase. The second thing I wanted to focus on, and these are 3 different things that we understand, and it's about yourself. It's about you. Type me in the chat. Type me in the comment section. We need to understand that this thing with push, that it's really about us. It's not about any external factors. It's what's going on in the inside. It's not about other people. It's about what's going on in us mentally. It's not about the world. It's about what we're doing with our time, the time that we have. Are we being a good manager of our time? Are we being a good manager of our mind? Are we being a good manager over that gift, that talent, and that ability that we've been given? And we got to understand that we got to stretch ourselves. It goes back to pushing to increase. We got to stretch. We got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. We got to sacrifice some things. Maybe you got to stop going out and stop spending money so you can really save and put that money aside to do what it is that you need to do, or to buy that crib. I don't know what your situation is. We got to stretch ourselves. Maybe that means you sacrificing an extracurricular activity that you do because you need to focus on this thing. You need to block out this time because I can't go out on the fellas on Friday night because I got to pass this certification. I don't know what that situation is or what it looks like to you. What I'm telling you is you got to stretch. If you want something that you've never had before, you got to do something that you've never done before. And we got to challenge ourselves. We got to constantly be content with challenge ourselves. Every time we get resistance, we back down. And when you think about when you're lifting weight, that resistance is telling you that it's tugging in the opposite direction. And what it does is it allows you to grow and allows you to get strong and allows you to get bigger. It allows your tolerance level to get stronger. And that's what we got to understand. We got to stretch ourselves. Everything not going to be easy. Everything not going to come to you at a snap of a finger. And I think about my son, and he's getting out of this habit, but he used to shy away from things because he didn't think that he was good at it. And no one understand that, even though you may be called to something, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're good at it in that particular moment. I'm going to say it again because you might have missed it. Even though you may be called to do a particular thing does not mean that you're going to be good at it initially. So you got to stretch. You can't say, do it one time and say, and get discouraged and put it down and I'll never do it again. You can't do that. You can't, you can't say that I want to be a great basketball player, but I'm horrible at free throws. And because I'm afraid of free throws, a lot of people say LeBron James does this one. Because I'm afraid to shoot a free throw, I'm not going to go to the rack. You got to go to the rack. You got to challenge yourself. How you gonna get better if you're not stepping up to the line? How you gonna get better if you're not going to continue to attack those things that you're not good at? How you gonna get better if you're not consistently doing those things in repetition so you can get better? We gotta stretch ourselves. We're talking about us. We're talking about me. Stay with me. Type me in the chat and in the comment section if you're with me and if you understand and you hear what I'm saying. And the last thing is we gotta trust ourselves and we gotta stand on our faith. Trust ourselves and stand on our faith. That means believing in ourselves, believing that gift, that talent, that ability, that it was given to me. You already know you got a unique idea. You already know that you got a unique gift. You already know that you have a unique ability, but you got to start believing in you. You got to stop looking at other people and being discouraged, looking at people and comparing yourselves, looking at people and saying, you know what, they have the resources and they got this and they got that. They have nothing to do with you. You got to start believing in yourself. And this year in 2021, when it's thinking bigger, when you're thinking bigger and you're trying to see bigger and you're trying to believe bigger, you got to stand on your faith. You got to stand on your faith because a natural person, a natural man, a natural woman is going to quit the moment that resistance steps in front of you. A natural man, a natural woman, that when challenges and adversity hits, you're going to run and you're going to go the other way. A natural man, a natural woman, when things get tough and the tough get going, you just going to put it down and you're going to say, you know what, maybe this thing was not for you. You know that this idea, this vision, this dream is for you because you've been thinking about it for 5 years, for 6 years, for 10 years. This has been in your heart. This has been in your mind. These are the goals that you set every year. So obviously it's something that you want to accomplish, something that you connect to, something that you desire, something that you are purpose and called to achieve and accomplish, and you must see it through. So again, this is about me. This is about you. This is about stretching yourself. This is about challenging yourself. And it's about trusting yourself and standing on your faith so you can make it and get to that point where you can accomplish those things that you've been struggling with for the last 5 years. I'm tired of putting goals. I'm saying it and I'm being transparent. I'm tired of putting goals in the notebook or in my notes on my phone and not accomplishing. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. So as we lift off, and we got to understand that we got to push like never before. We got to understand that pushing is a mindset. Pushing is we got to be in that moment. And when you're on that bench or you're doing curls or you're doing squats or whatever, pushing is a moment by moment thing. You got to be conscious and aware of where you are in that particular moment. You got to be focused on continuing that motion because you can get hurt. So today is Wednesday. Actually, today is Thursday because I didn't record Wednesday, but today is Thursday. So I got to be focused on how I'm going to push today. I'm in the moment right now. Tomorrow's Friday. I got to be focused and I got to be in the moment. How am I pushing today? You know what? I may have got off. I may have fallen off or whatever, but I'm getting back on. I'm continuing to push. I didn't do the video on Wednesday. This is Inspirational Wednesdays. I didn't do the video on Wednesday because I had a lot going on with assemblies and stuff. I had to get situated. We had to go film some stuff, or whatever. But guess what? I'm back on Thursday. It's Inspirational Thursday this week. So as we pursue our ideas, our visions in 2021, y'all, we got to understand that it's about us, stretching, about us challenging. It's about us trusting ourselves and trusting in our faith and standing on our faith. Recap. Again, man, we talked about increasing. Don't be afraid to grow. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to increase the workload. You need that increase. You need it because it's developing you for something. It's preparing you for something. It's getting you sharp for something that you don't even know. You have no idea of. Don't be afraid of increase. Don't want to wait. Push. Don't be afraid. Don't get discouraged. Throw on the weight. Push. Don't stop. Don't start second guessing yourself as when that adversity starts to hit or you starts to get challenged. Don't. Stretch. Challenge. And believe in your gifts, your talents and abilities. You were wired and designed for this. And in 2021, you, me, we got to push like never before. We got to push and we got to stand on our faith, man. It's our time. And again, if you're like me and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and you really want to, you may have accomplished some things, but you know what, you can't be fulfilled and you can't be satisfied because the bigger thing that's on your dream board, on your vision board, the bigger thing that you have in your notebook, the bigger thing that's looking at you and staring at you when you turn on your computer is that goal, that big monstrosity of a goal that you have in front of you. And that's what you were called and purposed to do. And the reason that you grind, the reason that you cry when people aren't looking, the reason that you sit back and you really think about this thing is because you want more, you desire more, and you know that you were purposed for more. But the only way that we're going to get to that level, the only way that we're going to accomplish that particular thing is if we push. So that's my time. I appreciate y'all, but I need a call to action. I need y'all to like this. I need y'all to share. Matter of fact, I don't even need y'all to like it. If y'all feeling me, you like it. If y'all feel like comment. But please share. Please share. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dreamcatchers Algernon Hall. I appreciate everybody that's following, this movement to awaken our ideas, our visions, our dreams. And last but not least, man, just follow me. If you aren't following me on Instagram, you can follow me with motivational content daily at Instagram, on Instagram at Algernon_Hall. I'm also on Facebook at Algernon Hall. And if you have any needs of assemblies, professional development, whatever, inspiration, motivational content, leadership, whatever have you, you can get at me at info@Algernon Hall. I hope you're encouraged. I hope you were inspired. And I hope that this was really helpful and really made you sharper, because I know many of us have already been focused on our goals. And I hope you already have your goals written out. And if not, I hope that you're going to push through and complete those goals so you can focus on having a phenomenal 2021. Well, look, that's my time. And I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. It's time for us to dream, believe, and make history. God willing, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Peace.
It begins dying. Some happen faster, some happen slower. Some of us help them go faster, and some of them prevent it from happening sooner than later. How many seconds, how many minutes do we waste every day doing things that are nowhere near the goals and aspirations and passions that we have inside? How many times do you go through the course of a day and realize, did I do anything I set out to do today? Write down those goals each and every day. No matter if it's 2 goals a day, if you can accomplish those, then you're doing more than just making it through the day. You are living and achieving your dreams. Find time to better yourself, read, explore, research, live life, do things you've never thought of doing before. That's what it's all about. When you're born, that's that date that they put on the left side of the tombstone. When you die, they put another date on the right side of the tombstone. But that dash in the middle is the most important thing on that tombstone. That is a line that throughout that entire time frame, you were able to impact and touch others' lives. You were able to leave your mark on this earth. You were able to build a legacy that nobody could change. You were able to have it to where people remembered who you are no matter what. When you're living for that dash in the middle, you're going to remember your why. Your why you're here. Not the why did you do something. Your why, your reason for getting up in the morning, your reason for pushing yourself past the brink of exertion and giving up. Your reason for moving on and getting things done in life. That dash in the middle, that's the thing that pushes you.